Ferrari was a gentleman's sport. This is for real fighter.
We have the master here. It's an honor to have you here.
Thank you, thank you. I'm pleased to be here.
You were doing quite some job in European truck racing.
I started 1986 with the small F6.
Yeah.
I was the first race at Mantorp Park. Sempa, he was well known with the yellow Scania.
Yeah.
He was the last one and I was before him.
Yeah.
And that was a new experience for me.
Yeah.
3 weeks later, we was at Jyllandsring in Denmark.
Yeah.
In heavy rain.
Yeah.
And I finished on the second place.
Yeah.
Because my track was like a go-kart on that, what I call Mickey Mouse circuit.
Yeah.
So after that, I start thinking truck racing. Maybe it's something for me.
Yeah.
The year after, we have built a new FL6.
Yeah. And this one was not the slowest anymore.
No.
This is a really fast truck.
Really fast truck.
Yeah.
It was a hard competition between Sisu, Mercedes, MAN of course, DAF was also involved in that time, and Iveco.
Yeah.
And this one was nearly always in 4 or 5 years the fastest. Still a fast track, but today they are faster, definitely.
Yeah. And then you were totally dominating your class in 1994.
Yes, I was winning also,
Yeah.
but that was a hard fight. I know I shall be second or I shall win.
Yeah.
But on the last race, on Sunday, the final, I was some points after Martin Collot in his season.
Yeah.
But on that race, I say for myself, I better to let him take the start.
Yeah.
And I go after it. I think after 3-5 laps, he braked so hard, so the front tire blew up.
Oh.
And after that, they asked me, how much it cost for you to have a gunmetal shot?
But it was the last race.
The last race, and we have fighting the whole year.
Yeah.
And it was up and down.
Yeah.
So that was...
But it was a close call, and due to that tire blowout.
Yes.
And that was sort of the thing in the 90s. You were always in the lead.
From 92, I was second total in 92 until 97.
You have also been racing with cars, not only trucks.
No.
If you compare truck racing to car racing, how is it different?
When I was doing Ferrari Challenge, there you were sitting on the ground.
Yeah.
That was the main thing. Of course, a Ferrari is a Ferrari.
Yeah.
But I will say truck racing for me still is the best.
I was last week looking at some of the races that you've been racing from YouTube. And to me, the track looks really narrow because it's the same track that motorcycles and cars use, and then it's really narrow.
I spoke about Misano in Italy.
Yeah.
That was only made by motorbikes.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit narrow. But what I said, truck racing is a contact sport.
That was the next thing I was about to say, that those competitions are really visual and it's fun to watch because it's all the time you're hitting each other.
Yes.
And the trucks seem to take that. If you would do that with Ferrari, that would...
No, then you're out.
Yeah.
Definitely out.
Yeah. But that's seems to be a part of the sport. Do you remember any specific head-on-head fight from the track that's really burned into your memory, like a really good fight?
With Jokke Kallio. He was from rallycross.
Yeah.
And I was from rally.
Yeah.
And he tried to hit me, and my team leader said, Boije, you and Jokke must stop. Sometimes you are both out.
Yeah.
So then his name was Boije Ovebrink. He said to me, stop with that.
Yeah.
And we forget that right soon. But I was also in Alastaro in Finland.
Yeah.
There they say, I remember that, they take in Jokke and say, what have you done? You have pushed Boije in the back.
Yeah.
And the answer from him, I have no brakes.
No.
Then they say, if you don't have no brakes, you shall not go out and race. That I remember. I have no brakes.
Yeah.
But we have, we was friends. Yeah.
And looking at those races when it's really tough head-to-head competition and you a little bit hit each other, that's really fun to watch. Was it as fun to drive?
You know, you have so much adrenaline, so I don't remember everything.
But then, was it a full-time job for you?
From the beginning, I have a transport company.
Yeah.
And I was running my truck when I coming home, and I have people helping me. But 1993, in the end of the season, Mr. Roswell from Volvo said, Boije, you must make a decision. We want to win the new class, truck racing class 1994. And you can't be splitted. And my wife said, no. I don't want to run your company. So we made the decision. I sold out my trucks.
And I saw a picture of one of your trucks with you in the picture, and that was a really cool truck. Was it hard to sell them?
Very hard, because that was also, you know, it was in Nordic trophy condition. So it was hard to say, but
then you actually got the title in the last race.
Yes. And after that, I do it on fully time until 2001.
So you did quite long career in
yes. And this truck had been on the 1 gold, 2 silver and 3 bronze titles. That is not normal with the same truck. Today they build new trucks every year. We don't do that. We have the money for that. We make good service, of course. And I have good help from my team. But we have no money to build a new truck. So this one is well used.
Speaking of this truck, next time we meet up, we will talk about this specific truck. How do you build a racing truck? And that's the topic of our next episode. So see you soon again, and we will drill into truck tech and truck racing. Thank you, Boije. See you next time. I've got no regrets, your venomous breath keeps haunting me. Done, it's done, there's still nothing